Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Let's see. What do these tea leaves have to say tonight, Gemini? And I hope you all are doing well. I've been outside doing yard work almost all day long. And then I went and I got some flowers. Okay, let's see here. So, all right. Let's go ahead and look at the card first. We have here the Three of Discs. This is from the Thoth deck. This is a card that is all about self-development through work. Work. This is the card related to works. So, of course, we're going to be talking about some kind of interior work, creative work, work within your domestic life, maybe your career, your job, how you make your money, how you make your skrilla. This also could be about furthering your education, honing your skills, furthering your skill set, diversifying, all these things. Okay, so let's look and see what we have. The first thing I want to look at is this one looks like a person. Okay, and it looks like they are kind of facing this way. They have a bag kind of on their back. It looks like they are getting ready to travel. Now, the first thing I thought was the Fool, right? With his little sack, his little stick and the sack on the little stick, and he's hitting the road, living that traveler's life, a little bit carefree, kind of that, unsettled fluid, kind of almost Mercury energy. And so I think that this is a time of, there's development happening 100%. But I also think that you have cut ties with some of the things that were going on in your life, or some of your beliefs, your coping mechanisms, whatever it was that was kind of tying you to this kind of more narrow life experience, perception of reality. I think that you have done some real, kind of brutal, just cutting away of that which is not necessary to the work that you want to do, that which is not serving your ultimate goal, your true will. And so you are kind of lighten that load. If you can think of maybe, we settle down and we, start to dig in to our foundation, build the foundation, dig in, the roots start getting set. We build our home and make somewhere our home, and we start to acquire things, and we have routines and schedules and responsibilities, and all of these things are wonderful things. But sometimes it gets to a point where it can be kind of stifling, right? You start to, how do they say it? when your things begin to own you. You don't own your things. You have so many things and so many things to take care of. I think about this often. I kind of sometimes miss being, you know, I was fairly impoverished for quite a lot of years, really. And that was difficult. It had its own difficulties, you know, keeping the bills paid, having somewhere to live, eating sometimes, you know, was a question mark. But I do miss parts of it because I just didn't have as much stuff. I didn't have as many things to take care of, maintenance, you know, just keeping a house organized and together. And, you know, of course, I am very thankful and I feel quite privileged, but I do, you know, I've lived on, you know, the side of having very few things. And so anyways, this kind of metaphor of all of these things starting to own you. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be material things, but when you overextend yourself, you're involved in a lot of things, you have, you know, maybe a company, work, family life, you know, your passions and interests or whatever it is that you do, you're pulled in a lot of different ways. Time management can only work to a certain degree, and sometimes we have to kind of pause ourselves, look at our lives, and really take inventory of what are our priorities, what is, you know, what's going to stay and what's going to go. And I feel like you've gone through a period of kind of getting rid of some of the stuff that you know, were kind of, it was overwhelming you. Okay, so I feel that you have this spirit of a little more freedom to move about as you please, maybe some more time for yourself, or at least the time that you have feels a little less stressed, a little less kind of hurrying around and, you know, kind of, you know, just going through the motions to get to the next thing that you have to do. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, and there's the kitty cat. Okay, so we have, I'm looking at these. We have a few fish here. Come here, T. All right, sorry, guys. We have a few little fish. Okay, and in my mind, this is really, I feel that there are a variety of opportunities happening and, you know, things to choose from for you. But I also really do think that this really kind of ties into this idea of this card. You can see that this pyramid or triangle, and the coins are in all this water, okay? And so these are the waters of that kind of mother goddess, primordial mother energy. And these are the sea of Bana, right? So this is kind of that beautiful space of things coming together, being kind of solidified, concepts materializing. And I believe, you know, with the fish, of course, with the water, right? I feel that with you really developing your passions, you're really on a road to building a a deeply kind of beloved hobby, or potentially a business, or kind of like a side hustle or something, where these things that you are passionate about, this thing you're passionate about, you are spending time really kind of orienting it in a way that you will make maybe profitable for you. If it's not that, that's fine too, right? It's maybe something that you just really can lose yourself in. You can really find a place of peace and enjoyment. It's fulfilling. It is truly kind of a treasure to you. Okay. And this could be, I mean, something that really opens you up to a lot of possibilities going forward. Now, I want to look at this buffalo here, and this definitely, to me, well, it's not, I always say it's the bison, and this is my totem animal, actually, the American bison. It's called, what is the word, colloquially called a buffalo, but it's not. It's a misnomer. And so this is I mean, there's so many beautiful things about the buffalo, but to me, it's very feminine. Come down here. Come on. I will hold you. Come here. It's a very beautiful and feminine, motherly, not unlike the symbolism of a whale, but this is an animal of endurance, patience, longevity. This is a being that is very precise. There's a lot of precision to their movements, their thinking, their energy, because they're such large animals. They expend a lot of energy and calories to, just kind of move around, to live, exist. And, then they have to eat quite a bit and have a water source. And so these are animals that are very thoughtful about their movements, where they live, how they tend to their community, their family, their little tribe. And I believe that as you have been developing this passion, this skill set that you've been working on, this business idea, creative skill, or projects, or whatever it is, there's been an amount of trial and error, but you have really stayed focused. You haven't given up. You've been passionate, empathetic, patient with yourself. You have, in the times that have been frustrating, have been kind of devastating, heartbreaking, maybe financially, emotionally, spiritually, in moments, you have sat with yourself through those kinds of sorrows and losses. And you can kind of relate this to like the Virgin Mary, the Mother Mary, and the Lady of Sorrows, in that motif. And so there are the tears and all of the swords, and this is about the death of her beloved son. But this is also kind of when we're going through these processes of learning what we love, learning how things work, how they will work for us. There are a lot of, little deaths, as they call them. And a lot of sorrows can arise in those, those times of being so very vulnerable and giving so much of yourself, and it's just not working out the way that you want it to. And, you know, you feel like, oh, I want to give up, and this isn't, you know, nobody will receive this well. I will not receive this, you know, but you keep pushing through, and you have done that. And I feel that you are getting to a place where it's kind of clicking for you. You're getting into a period of work that, you know, makes sense for you. You feel a joy to be able to do the work, but also the output is being, you know, maybe praised or sought after, and hopefully, you know, if you are looking for the money side of it, it will be lucrative for you. Okay, so I want to look a little bit more. We have here this giant moose, okay? And the moose, not unlike the bison, is a sign of, you know, being fortified. You know, there's just, I mean, they're huge, humongous, and so very strong. There's also that element of, you know, if you've never seen one in real life, I haven't, even though I live in the north, you know, you'd think at some point I would have seen one, but they are very, very protective of their young, like most animals are, but these will stomp you. I mean, they'll just obliterate you. So, you know, we think of these videos we see of a little family or a mother and her little babies going down the road, and then people just, you know, scatter because these are animals that are just capable of really just doing some damage. So there is, I feel that this you know, mother energy, this primal mother energy is really looking out for you. I mean, you're very much in the womb of this celestial mother, the original mother, right? And cultivating parts of yourself, your passions and your abilities, and also your devotion to doing your work, which is as important as the work itself. So I really feel that it's just a really firm feeling of safety, of the flow of that creative energy coming in, you know, good fortune, and really headed in a wonderful direction, for sure. Let's see here. We have, wow, okay, so the formation that looked like the Fool on one side, interestingly enough, also looks like a heart with an arrow through it. So part of this Fool energy might really be some kind of romantic entanglement as well. Maybe you are feeling, you know, as you do in those maybe first love affairs that one has, and there's a deep sense of freedom, you know, without all of the constraints of the adult world. Usually, you know, not everybody has their first love young, but you know, usually it happens before you have all of the responsibilities and the things, you know, going on in your life. So there's a lot of room to kind of be, you know, kind of at your own whim, the whim of love. And so I feel like there's kind of a giddiness an enjoyment. This could be somebody you've been with for, 40 years. And, as we know, our relationships go in different seasons, and sometimes they're really exciting and, you can't get enough of each other. And other times, you start to grow apart. You're busy, you're tired. Maybe there's illness happening between, the partners or within the family, young children, new jobs, losing jobs, financial thing, it just, all kinds of things happen. But then hopefully, you start to grow together again. You make a intentional effort to get back to a place of that excitement, that enjoyment. Well, it seems that there is this real enjoyment, this kind of, like the Fool, you think kind of skipping and tapping their feet together and just kind of a little bit of merriment and, maybe not thinking through all the decisions, but that's okay because you're just being led by your passions, right? So I think that this might be a really exciting time for you. Just be mindful where you can, of course. And as I turn this bowl around, there's so many other, we have so many other signs. This one looks like a little donkey, kind of like a little chubby donkey with a long ear here. And, these pack animals, especially like the donkeys or the smaller horses, they're so cute to me. I love them. I feel like I identify as kind of the same, short, sturdy, and a little rotund here or there, but, able to carry the world on your shoulders, on your back, and, get through those hard bits of life. They're not gonna slow you down. They're not gonna, break you. It would take a lot, wouldn't it? And so I think that, this is just another, it's another indicator to me that you are just like a very endurant person. You've been through a lot probably, but you have, you've worked through a lot of those things as well, though. You've really, you haven't let it eat you alive, and you have been mindful of those painful spots, the trauma possibly, grief, different things that maybe have happened, but you have been intentional about processing those things, maybe, doing some kind of therapy or processing through art or creativity, putting it into maybe even this this thing that you've been developing, this project or art thing that you've been doing. I think that it definitely is inspired by the things that have happened in your life and the way that you have dealt with those things. So it's made you very strong, very fortified in a lot of ways. Of course, you're human. You're an emotional being, a spiritual being, and you don't always have to be strong, but I do think it's in your nature to kind of push through at points, okay? But not to the point where you're just like, hiding feelings from yourself or, not looking at those things. I think that you take care and you honor yourself. A lot of why I think this too is because the amount of water symbols in this bowl tonight. There's also, here we have a dolphin, okay? And you can kind of see the nose and the little tail. And the dolphin is I mean, so highly spiritual. Even, you know, when I was a kid, in the kind of new agey circles, I just remember seeing constantly dolphins. I mean, it may be partially I'm from California, so it could be that I was exposed to more of the dolphin-y kind of themes because we were somewhat close to the ocean. But I think that during that time, I mean, the dolphin was just on fire. It was like the real renaissance of this like dolphin imagery and people's kind of obsession with, you know, these kinds of animals. And I think that the link between dolphins and kind of psychic activity is really interesting. And, you know, I think part of that is because of they're very intelligent in their ability to communicate. And it's very apparent that they communicate very well with one another. They're very synchronized and in their little collectives, and it almost seems otherworldly to us, I think. And I think people have very healing experiences with them. So, you know, I think that this has a lot to do with this, you know, things that I've been talking about, that I think you really do take care to keep yourself, and I'm trying to block my cat's butt here. Okay. And make sure that, you know, you don't leave things to fester. Okay. Let's see. I want to look at, it seems to be almost this theme here of, this looks like a person running and jumping. Okay. And then it looks like we have a person kind of jumping and the hair flowing, almost like they're jumping over another person. And I feel that, come down here, please. Come on. Come here, sis. All right. I feel that there is, you know, just this, it feels like such merriment. I think of, you know, we're in spring in the northern hemisphere, so I really feel this like kind of vibe of these fertility festivals and, you know, kind of spring, late spring, midsummer types of merriment, and with the flowers and the dancing, and, you know, maybe partaking in some kind of intoxicants, or, you know, but it doesn't have to be that. I mean, you can just be intoxicated by the beauty of the season, of being with the people you love, your community, the music that can be very enchanting. I think there's just a lot of movement towards this lovely kind of amorous, maybe some of the eros and physical attraction, you know, flirty, kind of those lovey-dovey feelings. What do they call it? And Bambi, being a bit Twitter-pated, you know, just these kinds of kind of lovely, these lovely, and this cat's in a lovely feeling right now. She's getting her, if you can see, getting her head scratched. All right, let's see what's on the saucer here so I can get this kitty cat put to bed in a minute. All right, so we have a duck. Yes, I will pet you. I will pet you. Okay. We have a little bit of a duck here. It looks like it's floating, and then we have a square. So the square for me is often this idea of being squared away. Everything is kind of perfect. That foundation is laid. You are on your way to, you know, finishing or, you know, you've already embarked on the journey. Everything's packed, you're set, and I think that, you know, you have, like we talked about, you've gotten rid of some of that stuff, you know, and I don't know if I even finished that metaphor, but, you know, when the house is full of things, and you kind of just have to start getting rid of some of that stuff so you can be a little lighter and have a little more perspective, more room to do new things, to enjoy things. And you know, you don't have to go so far as to be like the fool or the traveler, where, you know, you get rid of all of your worldly possessions and kind of, you know, cut ties with your responsibilities and disappear. Although I'm sure, you know, well, that sounds good sometimes. But, you know, I think that you are making things work for you. And with that duck, I just kind of see, again, with the water, sitting on the water, just kind of going with the flow of the waves. And you know, they're not bothering you. You just, it's interesting. It's so funny to watch the duck. I just was watching one the other day at the lake, and it was a mallard, a little young mallard, and the waves were actually getting pretty good sized, and just sitting there, you know, bobbing up and down, going with the waves as they came, and couldn't be happier. So, you know, I think that you just have such a good attitude, positive, you know, finding it's like a natural instinct. You have just a natural instinct to get through the little troubles, the little, you know, the little crises, and problem solve. It doesn't even feel like a big deal sometimes, I think. I think you're just so much in the flow of this thing that you have going on. Okay, so I'm gonna we're gonna wrap this one up, and I want to thank you so much for the time that you have spent with me. It is always such an honor to be able to do these readings for you, to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm, and we are growing this channel one person at a time, and we're doing it together. And it's really amazing. I'm so thankful for every single one of you. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that too. You can hit the little bell, and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. We're on a schedule where each sign is being read once a week. So in about 7 days, Gemini will come out again. And in the meantime, you can watch your other placements. And what else? Oh, if you want to leave a comment, please do that too. I love reading them. I love hearing from all of you. You all are so sweet and have such good energy. And you know, I really, I like opening up my little app thing and seeing the new messages. So, what is the other thing I had to bring up? Oh, yeah. We started a member tier, which is for supporting the channel. If you have any interest in that, you can definitely get a membership. So, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will talk again really soon, Gemini. Oh, and it's almost Gemini season. So, that's coming up too.